Hey everybody, it's Ricky Heller here from rickyheller.com. And on my blog, I help people who are on restricted diets learn to love their food again, to eat delicious food and cook delicious food no matter your dietary restrictions. And you'll find more than 700 recipes that are all free of gluten, eggs, dairy, and sugar on my blog. So today I would like to talk about some more anti-candida superstar foods. So we're looking at the A-list of anti-candida foods. And last time I spoke a bit about foods that directly kill candida. So that's really one of, I think there are basically 5 categories of anti-candida superstars. And the first is the foods that directly kill the candida. Then you also have foods that are anti-inflammatory. So by reducing inflammation, they reduce the burden on the immune system so your immune system can fight candida more effectively. You've also got foods that directly improve your immune function, again, so that your body can take over, your immune system can take over and fight that candida. You also have the 4th category, which are foods that heal leaky gut. And I'm going to add a 5th kind of bonus category, which are anti-allergenic foods, because those, again, ease the burden on the immune system. So I want to focus a little more today on number 4, which are foods that heal leaky gut. Because as your gut heals, again, everything's going to improve, immune function is going to improve, and that's going to prevent the candida from being able to infiltrate that intestinal wall. So when you hear about candida, you often hear about leaky gut. When you hear about leaky gut, you often hear about candida. They kind of work in tandem, and it's kind of like a catch-22, because if you have leaky gut, you have candida. If you have candida, you have leaky gut more often than not. So healing leaky gut is really, really important when you're dealing with candida. And there are lots of ways to go about it, but I've chosen what I think are the 6 top anti-candida foods that you can use to help. So the first one you've probably heard if you're familiar with paleo diets or ketogenic diets. Everybody's having collagen or gelatin in their smoothies or in their coffee or in whatever. And that goes along with drinking bone broth, which is another recommendation of those kinds of diets, or the AIP diet, autoimmune protocol diet, to drink bone broth, because the bone broth contains gelatin, which contains the collagen. And the reason those are so effective for healing leaky gut is because they all contain L-glutamine, the amino acid L-glutamine, which is a key component in gut health, intestinal health, and will help to heal leaky gut. That said, what happens if you're one of those people like me who doesn't drink bone broth, who doesn't eat those things? Either because you might be allergic to them, or you simply can't stand the taste, or you're on a plant-based diet. Well, don't despair, because that one key ingredient, L-glutamine, is an amino acid that's available in plant foods too. So you can most certainly still acquire L-glutamine through your plant foods. All you need to do is focus on the high protein plant foods like beans and legumes, grains, nuts, and seeds. But the key to being able to use the L-glutamine effectively is to make sure they're highly digestible. And the way to do that is to soak them first. So by soaking, I simply mean putting the dry bean, legume, or grain, or nut or seed in filtered room temperature water for anywhere from 12 to 24 hours. And you can look up how to do that soaking per ingredient. And then you rinse, you drain, you rinse, you cook. If you're working with nuts and seeds, you don't have to cook them. You can eat them raw. So once you cook your beans, legumes, your grains, you can use them the way you would in any recipe. I've got a great recipe for a quinoa salad that I love that I'm going to share either in the links below or up here if you're watching this on YouTube. And for raw nuts, one of my favorite recipes for raw almonds is a raw almond veggie pate, which again, I'm going to link up for you guys. So that's one great way to acquire your L-glutamine. The second food that's really great for healing leaky gut is cabbage, just plain old simple cabbage, because cabbage is very high, surprisingly, in L-glutamine. So you can have the juice. It's not only healing to leaky gut, it's healing for ulcers. It's been used for ulcers. And any kind of recipe with cabbage is going to give you some of that L-glutamine. So again, I've got a recipe that I love called Cabbage Delight, which is a salad with cabbage that I'm going to link for you, and you can take a look at that, and that's one way to get more cabbage. But the third category, which is kind of an offshoot of cabbage, and I talked a bit about this in a previous video on fermented foods, is fermented cabbage, so sauerkraut, kimchi. In fact, any fermented foods are very healing for leaky gut. And they're very high in probiotics, so that's also going to help to balance the microbes in the digestive tract and help boost your immune function as well. So any fermented foods, and you can take a look at that video, which I'm linking, to see how you might want to use some of those fermented foods. A fourth category is one food that I think is maybe the number one Candida superstar food, which is coconut. Because coconut is not only antifungal, but being a medium chain fatty acid, it's much easier on the digestive tract. It's much easier to digest. And apparently it also directly helps to heal leaky gut. So I say coconut oil in everything. You know, you can put it in your smoothies. You can use it to saute if you're making a soup or a casserole or something. Saute your onions in your coconut oil. You can just eat it off a spoon if you're okay with that. That doesn't work for me, but I will add it to just about anything I possibly can because coconut is so healing to the gut that way. And while we're on the topic of healthy fats, the fifth category is other healthy fats for healing leaky gut, and that's omega-3 fatty acids. So you might be familiar with omega-3 fatty acids. They're important for every cell in your body. They're great for brain health, but they're also really, really good for healing your gut. And you might know that you can acquire omega-3s through fish oil, but there are also other plant-based ways to get your omega-3s. So walnuts are a really good source of omega-3s. Flax seeds are a really good source of omega-3s. And seaweed is a great source of omega-3s. And that's where the fishies get their omega-3s through the seaweed. So you can eat seaweed. Something like these raw nori rolls that happen to have raw almond pate in them. So those are some ways to get food sources. I want to add one more, which is my number 6, which is aloe vera juice, which comes from the aloe vera plant. And you probably know that it's great for healing like cuts and burns and things like that. But because your because your digestive tract is technically considered exterior skin, that's because it's open to the outside world on both ends, aloe vera is very, very healing to your digestive tract and all mucous membranes as well. So you can actually get aloe vera juice and ingest it. People take between a tablespoon or quarter cup of a day. I don't think I ever got past a quarter of a cup. And that's very, very healing. If you don't like the taste, then again, you can add it to smoothies. You can add it to juices and drink it that way. And it's going to help to heal leaky gut as well. So go out, eat those foods, make yourself a meal of sauteed legumes with some kimchi on top in coconut oil and pour some aloe vera juice sauce over the whole thing. Just kidding. That doesn't even need a sauce. You can omit the aloe vera juice in that dish. So I hope that's helpful. Those are some of the foods you want to eat to help heal your leaky gut. And if this information was useful, please give the video a thumbs up, but more importantly, share it with somebody that you think would benefit from this information and let them know about the video and subscribe to my channel. All right, I hope that you guys have a great day. I'm going to come back next time with more information about other anti-candida superstar foods, and that'll be part 3. So I'll see you then. Take care. Bye.